I'm going to try and line the yellow lines up with the existing bit that I've got. There we go. We're going to go in like that. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. So at the moment that's 8 meters long, which I'm not convinced that this is 8 meters long. You know what? It might be with the curve bit in. I'll tell you what. I bet that's about 6 meters. 6 meters, and then a 2 meter bit the other way. So instead of having this here, we're only going to go in 2 meters here. Now there are no 2 meter panels. There are actually. There are 2 meter panels. Let's. There you go. Decorative half wall. Decorative. It's half the thickness as well, which is weird. All right, let's do it the old way. I'll show you the old way. So we're going to use a 4 meter panel, and we're going to say grid size of 2 meters. So let's just turn you around, and what we'll do is we'll pop you on top, press shift, which means I can move it up or down, and that is now a 6 meter wall. Okay, we're going to do the same on the other side. Cool. See that? Let's get rid of that. Can we get rid of that? So I want now a 2 meter run into this building, don't I? Because this building is approximately, it's not perpendicular to the path unfortunately, but let's see what I can do here. It's about 32 meters in. By about 34, but honestly, yeah, 32 by 34 meters. So that was, I don't know how big that is. 32 by 34, 20. That's 32. So that'd be the far one. Just measuring, that's all I'm doing, we're just measuring. Okay. That's not much, is it? I don't have much to play with, and this one wants to come in right over here. I'm not convinced that it's at that much of an angle to the path. The pathway is too straight. The pathway in this game is too straight compared to the pathway here, because it does actually kink in slightly there. It's going in one direction and then it goes off slightly more. Okay. Where's my half panel? it me, or does that seem to get narrower here than it is there? This isn't at the right angle, is it? I'll line it up with the other one. So we're all lined up with the same things. Much better. Much better. Right, we've got the start of it. We've got the start of it. We're away. So what we've got is the entrance bit. So the actual building now is going to be a building that's approximately, let's go up to, what are you, about 10 meters? 10 by 14. 10 by 14. So let's just block that out. So I'm not 10 by 14. I just want to see what it looks like inside as well before we go down that route. Can we get you back inside the building, please? Because I want to see inside it. Let's have a look. So it has got those panels in. Panels, panels, panels. Walk through here. It's all the same paneling. That's odd. Oh, there's a little room in there, isn't there? Okay. There's a little room inside the building. Okay. I don't know what's in there. I can't see what's in there. I think I know what's in there. There's a strange log sticking out the floor. Watch out for that. Right, 10 by 14 then. So if we go down here, it was 4, 8, and then we go half size 10, and then we want to do 14. So 4, 8, 12, 14. So this is the size of the room. So let's just build that up. Right, as you can see, this little panel doesn't quite fit with everything there, so I'm gonna remove these. Let's take that out. Take that out. I'm gonna move this, so I'm gonna edit you. I want to move it. We want to press exit so we can do it manually. Meters. There we go. We're just adjusting stuff. You can go. This I can get rid of any weight because it was never part of the building. And we've got a pretty good blocked out building there. 10 by 14 is what it looks like inside. Cool. Let's go over here. Right, so the building's about the right size. There is another exit tunnel coming off there, which I probably need to look at. There appears to be a line running down here. Let's see if the photographs give me any more clue. This is really too far away for me to see. It's not really giving me much there, is it? What is that? What's that line there? I don't know what that is. Is it underground? Because we've got a paddock A and a paddock B, which I didn't realise there was. I thought it was all one paddock. That might be interesting. So these will come in useful when I'm starting putting the scenery in around it. So at the moment I'm not bothered about that because we want to just deal with the inside of the building. But the building's got corners on it. It's got diagonal corners, which again you can't make that out from up here. But it has apparently got kind of little cut-offs on the corners. You can just make it out on that. So again, that's all outside stuff. Let's move it out of the way. We can just make the building out there. It doesn't give me much of a clue as to what's going on with the building. Again, that's I don't think that'll be useful at all anywhere. Don't know how I'm going to make that barrier. That's the Hyrax location. Again, just Hyrax information. I don't need it. That'll come in useful at some point. I'll be able to put the logs in and things. That would be good. And the log roof, we can put that in. Okay, so you come up against a wall when you first come in. That's not that useful, is it? It's detail for later on. You come up against the wall when you first come in. What are the pants? Is that the same thing? Have we got the same thing open? What? Am I going back to the same one each time? Yeah, that's just a close-up of that. But there is a fake window in that. Let's see if I can put that in. Have we got so I could maybe put that in there. I think one of the things I could do is maybe build the pathway through it. Although it'd be easier to put in later. Right, so we've got the fake wall there. I don't know how far through the fake wall goes. So at the moment I don't need that. I don't need that. Yeah, that's not giving me much, is it? Alright, that's the wall where the sleeping area is. So if we go back to the actual walkthrough here, so the bit that we've built is the entrance, which is round there, which comes round here. So there's the entrance. We've come in here and it goes to the right here, not by much, maybe 4 or 8 panels. Then it goes to this diagonal. Right, I need to sort this diagonal out because it is a diagonal. Right, so let's get rid of some bits there and maybe put in a window. Right, this might be one of the things you're wondering with this game. So I'm building this building and obviously it's trying to go to this grid, but I want to put this diagonal in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click exit here. So hang on, let's take you from the beginning. Shall I get rid of all these lines as well, because they're not helping anymore, are they? I've got a mark there and a mark there to show the extent. So let's just get rid of all this lot. I'll get rid of the barriers and things. Come out of there. Out of that. Barriers, please. Barriers, boom. Get rid of these. They're not helpful. Right. So I've still got a rough idea how big it is without having the barriers on. So what we're going to do is we're going to build this building and we want to put a diagonal across there and we want to put a diagonal across here. So what I'm going to do is, and let's just have a look. It's quite a shallow diagonal, so it comes further down this wall than it does this wall. I might need to shuffle the walls around a little bit. So I've clicked on the building that we're building. I'm going to click this, enter group edit, there we go, and we want to put this window in somewhere here, but it's trying to go to the grid, which is no good. So I'm going to click exit. And what I'm going to do is I can now move this freely, and I can press Z to rotate, and I can press Shift to lift it up and down, although I'm not going to do that. What sort of angle do I want this at? Because it did seem to be quite a shallow window. So I'm thinking maybe something like that. Put it in for now. See, the other option, again, it's trying to go to a grid now because I've put that one piece. It's trying to snap to a grid with that. I can click exit, and again, this now becomes a separate piece. So I can look at different options of where I put this. So maybe I could put it directly in there, and it sort of fits in. But I'm not sure about it. I don't think that's the right angle, you see. I think this is more of the correct angle. You look at that and look at the map. Is there anywhere else I can see that from? There's no way you can see those diagonal bits from. They're hidden from view. And from the top, because I've got this camouflage roof thing, it's difficult to measure it from anything. That does look quite shallow there. If that is the corner. I think that's the corner. I think that's the corner there. Or is it that? I think the... Now when I looked at the walkthrough before, when we were looking at that, it looks like it's a full 4 meter panel and possibly a 2 meter and then a big window. So 4 meter, 2 meter. I'm happy with that. We'll go with that. So that's a 4 meter panel. Okay, we know to create a 2 meter. We put the grid size down to 2 meter. Get it over the top of this one. Over the top. That's it. Press Shift. Drops in beautifully. I'm now going to get rid of these two. Okay, and that is where my window is going to go. Now unfortunately the window doesn't sort of fit in the gap there, you know, there's holes on either side. There's a couple of things I could do. I could make it there and just fill the sides in with some little tricks later on. I could join it here and then make the other wall join on, or I could it depends on the angle that I want this window at. So the other thing is, this looks like sort of a 4 meter and a 4 meter at least. I'd say there's actually a bit more there, and it does look like, you know, you've got about 4 meters worth of panel up to about here, and there's another few sort of tagged on the end. And if you look at this building, it does seem to continue out for a little bit further than the window does. I think this window is in here. It's going to be a nightmare building the roof on this. The other option is I could maybe build it out of, because it seems to be a full window, I could maybe try and build it out of something like this, which I don't like. Yeah, you can make it bigger, but it's going to be messy. It's going to be messy. Or I could not put anything in. Now there's an option. And then just put some wooden panels in that look as though they're part of the walls. My main problem is the angle of this. I'm still not sure about the angle. Right, I'm going to use that as a rough approximation of where I want to go, and I'm going to just build the walls to it. Okay, so let's we're going to change this. So this was the guy that we had it. Yeah, so it's not quite there, is it? It's not quite. Can I knock this down further to like a 1 meter grid? So a 1 meter brings it to there. Oh yeah. And then on this side, can we build over here, please? Are there any part panels in here that are overlapping? Yeah, there are. Yeah, these are overlapping. You see, we don't want that. Let's build that, and then let's move you. Move. So again, that is overlapping a bit. Now, do I want it there? Shall I bring it in one more? Okay, going to 1 average. Right, I'm going to get rid of this. The reason for that is this is a sleeping den in here. We're going to put a sleeping window in like that. Looks quite a small window, doesn't it? But we've got 2 of these to put in, and it's not. I haven't got much wall to build with because there's going to be another corner on here. So let's do that, and let's put another one in there and see what it looks like. So it can either go there or it can go there. Let's put it one side there. Okay, and then I need to get rid of this corner because we're going to put another window in over here. Okay. I wonder actually if I can use that angle. Can I actually do that? Come on, down to 1 meter, thank you. Not quite. Again, you click exit, you can then use this to fiddle your walls. So we're about there. Let's see what I can do with this wall here. Okay, let's move you. Okay, so can we move you, move that, and again click exit so that we don't have to use the same grid, and then we can just rotate it to where it looks nice. Fits in better than the other one, doesn't it? There we go. So that's our inside. One thing I do want to do is get rid of this stupid long grass. Please will you give me the option to not have long grass everywhere. Oh, it's horrible stuff. Can't do anything with it. Right, better. Right, we've got an indoor bit that looks a bit like that. This bit's got a wall on it, and then as we go down here there is a corner missing for you to go in and out of. That's going to be a nightmare, isn't it? So it's not a massive room here. So click on the building to edit it, and we're going to be putting a wall in. So did we build this? How big a room do I want this to be? How wide is this room? It's more than 4 meters across. It's more like 6 to 8 meters, I'd have said. It's about 14 feet, that, which is... How many is that in meters? I don't know. 18 foot, maybe? 18 foot? How far in meters? Anybody know? I don't know. It's only about 6 meters, isn't it? Looks a bit bigger. It does look quite roomy, and this... How many? I know what I need to look at. How many wood panels have I got here? Again, it probably looks like about 4 or 6 meters, that. But that area is a lot bigger than this. Right, okay, that explains it to me. Yeah. Yeah. That's where we're going. We're going to go here, like this. And I'm going to leave the corner off because that's how it is. And then we've got the outward bit to walk out of. Building's coming along. Building is coming along. Roof. Oh my goodness, the roof. Now the other thing is we've got viewing windows here for a sleeping den. As you can see over here, sleeping den. There's obviously a little building on the outside of that. There's a big hole in the roof. That's interesting. Again, where was the map? There's a little building here. See the little building? Which we won't be able to read the writing on. But there is a building which we can use for sleeping dens. So and we've got our same bang bang coming out sort of thing. Boom boom. I wonder if I can build that right now. That might be quite easy actually. That's actually alright. I'm quite pleased with that. Edit that. Little wall in here, please. Good. Layout of room done. Right. Roof. Oh my goodness, this roof. You obviously can't see the roof on there. Let's put that back to its normal size. You can see it's a corrugated metal roof and it's quite a shallow slope on it. You can see it all the way in there. And it slopes from there. That's not helping. That's not helping at all. I don't think I need that. What was 7? 14 is showing the roof. That's not helping. Number 16 is just showing outside. That'll help when I'm trying to do the work outside 14, 18, again, that's not helping with that. Number 19 is the bridge, we don't need that yet. 21 is the food area, 20 is a random door somewhere, and 23 is the other enclosure, whatever that is. So I've only got a few to work with, so I've got that, and that one's no good, but that gives me a good idea. Shallow slope, corrugated. What will help is the walkthrough on Google Maps. Righty, so if we look at the roof actually peaks here in the middle, so it goes up. We've got a 1 meter slope there. Let's have a look what's going on here. So it goes up to a peak about there, but it is actually we've got a weird roof thing going on here. Right, okay. So what we've got is, let's see if we can get some sort of corrugated roof on here. It's going to be pitched roofs. Now what have I got? Let's try. We don't want wood. I want something I can colour, because I want it to be black and white. So if you look in this bit here where it says filters and property, we want flexicolour. Alright, and we'll see what we can do with that. We've got windows, we don't want those. Metal clad roof, which looks like that, which might be alright. We can get away with that because we can colour it. So that's black, and obviously the other ones are kind of white. So that might be useful. So that's the metal clad roof, 1 meter. The other option I've got is vertical wooden plank roof, which doesn't look right. It just doesn't look patterned right. If this had been corrugated, I'd have been absolutely delighted. As it is, the corrugated isn't the right colour, and we can't get a white corrugation. But we could get... Oh, I'm sorry about that. I just caught the microphone with my elbow. Everybody's now deaf. What the pants just happened? Alright, metal clad roof, 1 meter. Let's turn it around, and we're going from here. So it reaches a peak. It's going to be a nightmare to build, isn't it? Or fewer. Right, there's another trick with placing items. I'm using the shift key to move things up and down, but if you then go onto the control key, you can move things left and right and backwards and forwards. So it's not always helpful. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Let's knock that down to 1 meter. That grid height 0. That's about right, isn't it? If I didn't flip that around, it's going to come all the way out to here. Are you even lined up? No, of course it isn't lined up. The problem is I might need to put a diagonal bit on the roof here so that it's sort of diagonally facing that way. I don't quite know how that's going to work. I'll think about it, and we'll have to come back to it at some point. I'm just trying to get this in the middle of the room. So, if you see what I mean now, this is now not quite right. Awkward. Sometimes it's such a frustrating game. It won't go where I want it to. It will jump in between the two. Right, so you can see what's happened there. I've got the roofs lined up, but obviously it's too low at this side, which means that that centre bit is further over. So this and that, let's put a new bit in, because otherwise it's going to be a pain in the backside to try and line them up. So that one would go, let's just line them up so that is that the right height? So again, this is too high here compared to what it is over here. So it's just touching the edge there. So I've come a little bit too far with that. So that is too far. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that. That's it. It touches the edge there, touches the edge there, so that's where the centre line is of the roof. And in fact, I could have used that to put this wall in, because I was unsure as to where are my bearings now, to where this wall goes. And in fact, it's actually right under the centre of the room, isn't it? If we look at that, that's where the centre is, and that's where the wall goes compared to the centre of the roof. So in my model here, I'm not far off. This probably needs to just come out a little bit more. It needs to go to about there, doesn't it? Not there. That's rubbish. Can we line up with the other walls, please? Right, that's much better. Gives me a better indication of size. Right, so let's get these lined up properly. So it should be easier now to get these lined up as soon as I know where they're going. Press M to move it. Grid size has gone back to stupid.